Hi all and welcome to the Fertile Fireside Chat. I'm in Skinny Atlas, Syracuse, New York, upstate, not in Denver. I made a decision to stay home, to get a little rest, to rejuvenate. We had a busy Saturday. I was going to be rushing around and it was not a good idea for me to zooming to New York, to Denver. And I've actually decided to take the rest of the week off, and T and I are going to London, get a little bit of vacation, and I'm gonna turn this thing off until next Sunday night, hopefully back again. So hello to all, and thank you for joining me, and always really a great pleasure. I'm so grateful to all to share your energy, your questions, your ideas, and your thoughts. And let me see if I can get in on my iPad here. And let's see, Monita, hello, Kelly, Lisa, Sarah, Kristen, Jennifer, Megan, a shout out to everyone. And I am so grateful and honored that everyone sharing the questions, the thoughts, the ideas, the energy, because it's really this village of energy that's helping create a fertile world. And we're all been suffering from this infertility stuff, and it's a hard journey. And you know, the emotions will bring us down, and so we all have to kind of shake it up and bring in the healing oils, essential oils, and we'll talk about the essential oils by Young Living, and Vicky and Kate. Katie have been sharing that, and about acupuncture and light therapy and massage and Reiki and just a positive attitude. And I wrote a book with some others called The Fertile Secret a few years ago, and we still have to add to that and bring on the keto, paleo, and how a change in food really matters. But much of what we're really trying to do here is share an amazing positive energy that even in the negative, so the negative and the positive sort of all vibrate, but we have to bring the mindset and vibration up to another level that we can all help each other on this crazy journey. And my intention is to share thoughts and ideas that aren't part of the Western tradition, but they're really part of an ancient traditional practice of spirituality, of yoga and meditation, Tai Chi, essential oils, and really healthy living. And I think because we're all running around like our heads are cut off, very stressed out, worried, fearful, regret, judgment, negative against ourselves, and that stress within us brings out cortisol, epinephrine. It tightens the vessels in the core and sends the blood out to the periphery, which reduces oxygen at the level that's necessary at the cellular level. And it's just really harmful to all of us. And none of us, and I certainly wasn't trained in meditation and yoga and acupuncture and visualization and how powerful prayer and meditation can be. And food. I mean, I was taught as a Western trained doctor, food doesn't matter. Diet, it doesn't matter, because we see all sorts of people that we think on the outside look unhealthy having babies, and we feel so and look so healthy on the outside. How can it be we're suffering? Well, my bet is what we think about health and wellness on the inside and the outside may not be so true. And that's the amazing part. We're really stepping back, sharing a conversation, and I'm grateful that everyone is jumping in and sharing their thoughts, ideas. What worked for you? Hey, CBD oil. I see some comments about CBD, comments about laparoscopy, hysteroscopy, and reducing endo and inflammation. How keto and paleo just help so many. We've been talking about low-dose naltrexone, And recently I've been looking at a new somatoderm, and more to come on. Basically, an herbal homeopathic topical human growth hormone, which we're going to be looking to try something new and different that we haven't tried before. And I don't like that term try. It's kind of a struggle. And Master Yoda says, do or do not, there be no try. And I'm going to try to get to all the questions today. And a shout out to everyone: Amy, Megan, Paige, Ricky, Kathy, Katie, Ashley, Rachel, JS, Danielle, Paige, and thank you for the shout outs for timeout. And Aaron kind of shared a story that, I get so many texts and so many calls, and then while I was driving, I was distracted by my phone. And thankfully, I was able to appropriately stop. But I'm really on a mission for myself and all of us to put the devices away and only have them out at the right time when we can focus and concentrate on that which is in front of us. And one of the reasons I'm going to get out of town, and I decided that I needed to get away from the fertility craziness at the ASRM meeting. A lot of great people there, a lot of great ideas. Let's see, Donna, Lee, Deb, Olivia, Alan. I know I'm missing some, and I apologize that some of them are there learning all the new stuff, going to bring it our way. But really, what I'm learning is we are cutting edge at CNY Fertility, CNY Healing Arts, Mind, Body, Smile, and you guys are bringing the amazing ideas and energy to all of us. And that's been such an amazing thing. And seeing people from Georgia, Nevada, South Carolina, Alabama, and it's just so grateful to the loves, the likes, the shares. And if you're finding that you don't like it and it's not right, share it, because we want to bring the energy of learning together how we can step it up and provide better care. Dr. Veridalis in Atlanta, Dr. Frez Faruqi in Montreal. We have an amazing team in Buffalo, Albany, Rochester. And again, we're all learning together how to bring this concept to the forefront and help everyone. All right, so first, let's see. Tasha Lane, any ways to help with implantation? All right, so number one, you gotta reduce inflammation. Inflammation within the body is the culprit and cause of damaged eggs, ovaries, testicles, sperm, uterus, and implantation. And so I talk about the 5 killers: carbohydrates, glucose, and then plant antigens, phytochemicals, fiber, which are contaminated with bacteria and yeast, and then exercise. Get off the treadmill, slow it down. So any of those things that you really focus on slowing it down, meditation, visualization, and visualize that implantation and healing. Now, our body is a culture dish. Bacteria, yeast, and other microorganisms really love us. And so I've been talking a lot about the 2 to 4 week course of antibiotics for both the male and the female to reduce that really, really tough bacteria and potentially yeast, and looking at diflucan and others to get rid of those infestations of disease. And keto really helps reduce that because we get rid of a lot of the glucose. I think most of us have allergies to milk products, and I do a little bit of cream and a little bit of butter, but some may need to eliminate even those things, by the way. And then we do an endometrial scratch procedure the cycle prior, with or without an endometrial receptivity assay testing. You may want to add a hysteroscopy to make sure there are no small polyps or small fibroids that can be removed. And just by doing the cleaning out of the uterus, it may help with implantation. Intrauterine HCG, intrauterine Neupogen. We do a lot of the immune protocol with Lovenox, Plaquenil, Prograf, aspirin, prednisone. And then getting it up to the next level would be IVIG and Humira, because infertility, like diabetes, heart disease, cancer, and the whole all of them are due to inflammation. And by reducing inflammation in our bodies, we want to help enhance implantation, enhance the egg, the sperm, and the embryo. I was reading a little bit about nitric oxide levels and how nitric oxide levels help with vasodilation. I'm still betting the story isn't so straightforward. My bet is we need to get our oxygen levels appropriately in the right range at the local environment, our carbon dioxide levels lower, because the inflammation, the microvessels, clamps them down, cause them to be damaged and diseased and really clogged up. And so that's why that high-fat, keto, paleo diet really helps. And remember, it's not a high-protein, low-carb, it's a high-fat plan. Look at Atkins, look at Anders Sienfeld, and especially Maria Emmerich. So getting the implantation up, and then essential oils, and we've been talking a lot about CBD, about low-dose naltrexone, and how valuable those things can be to reducing inflammation. And really, cannabinoid oil, CBD, hemp oil, which is no THC, and get rid of alcohol, tobacco, and get off the treadmill. When you exercise, the blood flow goes to the extremities, it reduces the core. And I stopped exercising 8 to 10 years ago. I feel the very best. Remember, it's not the exact date, by the way. It's way back when. I'm active. I don't lay on the couch, although today I did a lot of napping and a lot of resting. I got in my pottery studio a little bit. I haven't done painting this week, but what you also need to do is find a hobby to be creative, whether it's sewing, crocheting, quilting, writing, singing, playing music. Do something creative for yourself and your partner, by the way. Let's see. Jennifer C., what would you suggest for 2 failed IVF cycles? All right, so endometriosis, intra-abdominal pelvic inflammation is so common. I talk about laparoscopies, hysteroscopies early on in the process. Hey, I'm trying to get pregnant. It hasn't happened naturally. Gee, I wonder if it might be silent endometriosis. No pelvic pain, no dysmenorrhea, no dyspareunia or pelvic pain with intercourse. It's really, I feel great and fine, but it's not working naturally. Endometriosis, my bet, is a leading cause, and somehow laparoscopy with hysteroscopy, get a look in the cavity at the same time while you're sound asleep in the operating room, and talk to your OBGYN doctor, talk to your fertility doctor, ask them a little bit more. Hey, I've heard that laparoscopy might help me get pregnant. Well, they'll say, no, you don't have any symptoms, but number one symptom is nothing other than infertility. So I think it's really important to look at that and get back to the full immune protocol and take it up a notch. If intralipids, Lovenox, prednisone, Prograf aren't working, look at IVIG, look at Humira, look at leukocyte immunotransfusion, LIT. And look at Alan Beer's book on conception and recurrent pregnancy loss, repetitive failed implantation. And when I say repetitive failed implantation, like you're not getting pregnant naturally. Egg and sperm may be getting together, but it's not implanting. You're not getting that positive test. Or you might be, but it's failing early. So the key to this whole process is do not give up at all. So keep on going. And again, meditation, prayer, visualization, Tai Chi, yoga, vision boarding. Get some pictures and put them up on the wall of you, your partner, or yourself if you're single, trying to have a baby. And so many are these days. We want to help you because the brain, the mindset, when we change what's going on in the mind, begin to take on the power of fighting, but you want to fight it with a faith. Faith is the belief in that higher power, which is actually within all of us. It really, really helps and matters. Let's see, Ivana Alcalay, can stress of an upcoming IVF cause extreme fatigue? Absolutely. You know, we're meant to rest a lot more and nap. we're not used to getting up and running to all our chores and then getting out to go to the office and dealing with the traffic and then getting up and out to get all those chores done. We're used to staying a lot closer to home and resting, digesting, relaxing, visualizing, a lot more care together. And we need to focus on that with our family, our friends. And I also believe that, sometimes we hold the story in and we don't want to share it. The truth shall set you free. If you haven't heard that one, just read the New Testament or the Old Testament. It's in there. It's all really great spiritual text messages that have been shared with us for thousands and thousands of human existence. And by sharing the story, journaling, and I carry my journal all the time. I like to write my thoughts, my ideas. I do a lot of simple video, audio stories that help me reduce stress in all of this. So if you're feeling it, the Fertile Hope Yoga, Aaron McCullough, check out with Vicki Mullins and Young Living essential oils and Reiki. But share that story to this CNY Fertility Village, and there are lots out there that'll help tremendously. Let's see here. Ashley, calling about talk about doing a PESA the day of retrieval with no trial run at PESA, just freezing my eggs if the PESA fails. So the PESA is the percutaneous epididymal sperm aspiration. It's basically if there's no sperm in the ejaculate, there could be an obstruction or just non-connection, or for some reason the sperm's not coming out because it's too low of a volume or amount. And that aspiration of the sperm the day of or the day prior of the retrieval without sperm backup or previous test PESA or donor sperm backup has a little bit of a risk, but in so many cases we're pretty good at predicting how high or low the risk is, and my bet is the risk is low enough for most. Hi Bobby Sue, Bethany, really great. And remember, after the transfer, slow it down and relax. Go slow and easy. You can travel. We see people from all over the country and the world traveling to Albany, Syracuse, for the chance and opportunity of affordability, full financing, and we also integrate traditional ancient medicine with modern techniques. Eastern and Western medicine come together. And it's an idea that I was not initially trained as a Western physician, but I learned this on the way as I saw so many of my patients that weren't conceiving just could walk away and get pregnant naturally or go on to yoga, acupuncture, massage. And I learned about dietary changes when they were doing the paleo. And as I learned about the paleo and I learned about keto, I learned something's not right about this food story that we're all told. And that's the amazing, amazing part to this whole kick-ass story. Let's see, Ashley L. finally began acupuncture. I'm so glad I did. It's been wonderful. So I was talking to one of our acupuncturists and learning that acupuncture may have an effect on nitric oxide levels, which have a vasodilatory effect. Jennifer shared this idea. We don't know the mechanisms of so many things, but one of the things we do know that with acupuncture, you relax. There's electromolecular changes going on in the body everywhere. I know when I've had acupuncture, I just fall asleep, and it's a great meditative time. And if you're afraid of needles, just give it a little try, and you might find, wow, this is amazing. But massage can work wonders for some. We do a lot of infrared light therapy, either in the pelvis, over the male or female reproductive organs, over the eyes, because the eyes are the sensation of the body and light gets in. It's so important that we need the right amount of light, not too much. It's likely we have too much light. It's already circadian rhythm, darkness has hit, and here I am with all this artificial light. My bet is that we should probably go to bed earlier, get up with the sun, and my opinion on eat at night, rest and digest, best time, 1 meal a day, and simplify the carbs if you're going to eat them, but high fat, low to no carbs, and really a lot less protein than you think, by the way. Durango, Colorado. Hello, Chelsea. Again, Bobby, Jennifer. Let's see. And Buffalo Yoga with Aaron McCullough. And we're going to be bringing yoga to Atlanta and also to Montreal. But wherever you're at, bring that group together and learn from Erin. And she's got some live Facebook stuff. And you could bring it to a group, get together, watch her at the same time, either live or recorded on Facebook. Really helpful. And let's see, Melissa. So it's all about implantation and improving implantation. And it starts with, remember, the mindset. I am fertile. That's the Fertile Secret book that I wrote, which is a takeoff of Rhonda Byrne's The Secret, which is really about the power of positivity. And so remember, you control the thinking, and the next part of it is, what do you put in the mouth? And keto is king. Paleo works for a lot. Intermittent feasting, 1 meal a day, 2 at the most, but get rid of all that snacking in between. We're not on all fours and we're not grazing animals. We're the kings and lions and lionesses. Remember that. Let's see. How long do you recommend keto before retrieval? 2 to 4 weeks is like a great start to the process. If you can do months and months and months, fantastic. We've had so many pregnancies, and we ask everyone, share your spontaneous pregnancies. Share even after I just had someone failed IVF, spontaneous pregnancy, LDN, keto, in some way, doing some of it, even a little bit. Really is helpful in all this. So 2 to 4 weeks is really helpful. Medina, how you doing? Grace, Kentucky. Kelly, Megan again. Let's see, preconception blood test, SHG. If you can get the preconception, metabolic, hormonal, immunologic, NKs, ANA, ACA, lupus, look at thyroid function, look at some adrenal function, CBC. I like to look at hemoglobin A1C, NK cells. You don't have to spend a lot of money on this testing, in my opinion. The testing isn't as necessary, as we generally know that inflammation is the foundation of all the diseases we're suffering. And so whether you're talking about hypertension, diabetes, a thyroid disorder, it's all related to a high carbohydrate diet, excess exercise, and seeds, nuts, snacking, craziness. I know. Let's see here. What's your opinion on NK cells and recurrent pregnancy loss? So NK cells are a good marker, but in general, if the NKs are normal, that doesn't mean you don't have inflammation. In my opinion, you still have inflammation 99% of the time. And in actuality, you're dead if you have no inflammation. And so getting pregnant requires some inflammation. So we can't eliminate all of it. What we're trying to do here is modify it with intralipids weekly, IVIG monthly. And we're working on even lower doses of IVIG in the 10 to 20 grams a month versus the 20 to 40 grams a month. You may find some benefit. Humira, 2 to 4 weeks ahead of time. The LIT therapy, 1 to 2 months. Markham Fertility in Toronto can help with that. And we work with your OBGYNs, your fertility doctors everywhere in the country, outside the country. We want to help make it affordable for you. And we know that everyone's really on the same page trying to help everyone in this. We all need to work to let go of our egos, although we all have them in one way or another. It keeps us moving forward. But how can we boost the affordability and quality in America by helping share and helping have access for everyone out there. Let's see here. Let me see where I'm at. Hey, Will, how you doing? Will just went out to Texas into a fertility support, and really we're all working to make it more affordable and accessible to everyone. It doesn't matter your gender, your size, your shape, your income. It really, family building is the foundation for all of us. And when it's not happening naturally, it can be very, very, very stressful, depressing, sad, angry, and we lash out against ourselves, our family and friends, and even the providers. So we know that it is really, really tough. And Dora, do or do not. There is no try as Master Yoda, Star Wars. Hey, Bonnie, how you doing? Let's see. Diatomaceous earth along with LDN for inflammation. Oh, boy. You know, I don't have any experience with diatomaceous earth. Certainly low-dose naltrexone, it's a home run. CBD oil, meditation prayer, Master Yoda, of course. And those are the things that will really help. And I will take a look at CB Distillery and look at the CY Fertility website. We're going to be offering all of these things through our website, connecting with Snake River Farms, Maria Emmerich. We're looking at the somatoderm, which is the HGH homeopathic, and I'm going to get all this and making sure it's better organized for our conversations coming up. Let's see, Somaderm. So we'll be looking that up and talking more about it by the time we get to our next conversation. And Jessica mentioned Green Road CBD over HempWorks. So again, any conversation that we're all having really can be helpful. How do we find medications for lower cost? How do we help with those in need? There is a way. Go fund me. Let's go fund all of us. Maybe we create the CMI Fertility Go Fund everyone for fertility. Let's make it so it just happens, but it takes all of our visualization. I was talking to Joe Franklin today and my friend Dr. Joe McCaffrey about heart math and how the heart and the vibration in the center of the universe, and that we can share our thought, vibration, energy. We can slow down and send out the vibration of health and wellness. And we all want to work on that much, much more. Let's see here. Kayla, what can cause repeat failures of frozen embryo transfers when the uterus and tubes are clear, no scar tissue, perfect labs, and everything always looks picture perfect, but cycles just fail? That is the enigma for all of us. Idiopathic, unexplained, but inflammation is not something we can see with the eyes. Even sometimes we can't see it on the microscopic level, but there may even be something on the genetic level or the receptor level. We see some people that don't make mature eggs, or they have mature eggs and mature sperm, you put them together and nothing fertilizes, or they fertilize but then they stop growing. You know, we think this is all part of the unexplained process, but it's all about the mystery of how this all happens, or everyone quits and then it happens. Infertility is that unexplained thing, because what caused damaged tubes, ovaries, uterus? What caused damaged sperm and testicles? What causes sexual dysfunction? What causes our depression, anger, fear, worry, regret? Boy, that's the mystery of the universe, but it's pretty amazing. Gestational carrier always is something to consider. We've used moms and sisters and friends, and just asking, and for those out there that are willing to share their uterus and help someone, boy, that's altruistic and that's really helping. And that's what we're really working to get the energy together. New York State, we're hoping, remember, share with your senators, your representatives, wherever you're at. Please make fertility affordable. Help your employers understand how important building a family is. And when it's not happening naturally, it's like heart disease, cancer, or anything else. We deserve the proper health care that's going to help us solve some of these things. And so often it's inflammatory, it's dietary changes. As we're treating cancer now with immunologic treatments, I bet infertility is it, which we know from long ago, but we're blind. We're running away. We don't believe it, but it is so powerful. Hey, Sarah from Northern California, kid from Southern California, LA, Silver Lake. Hello to all. Lisa from Maryland, Tiffany, New Jersey. We're looking forward to seeing everyone coming up soon. And if you're waiting for that appointment next year, remember, talk to your OBGYN. How about a laparoscopy, hysteroscopy? Let me change what I'm thinking, mindset. The Fertile Secret, check it out on Amazon. I have a book on intentions and on meditation, and look at those. And Kiltz's Keto is like a home run. I call it the baby diet: bacon, eggs, butter, beef. Bam, baby, yes. And I know it doesn't make sense, but carbohydrates, all forms, are unnecessary in our bodies. And yes, we crave them because they are quickly and easily obtained and converted to fat in order to get the energy, because fat is the only energy our body utilizes. Let's see. Hey, Kelly, Neuros, the GLOW program helps people without infertility coverage. So I'll check out the GLOW program and let's share it around. We're having a lot of conversations with many of these funds. Christine has Esquivel has a GoFundMe to help with the cost of IVF in Oklahoma for myself not having much hope. But remember, have only positive energy, hope. That's called faith. We're all going to pray and visualize together and share that vibration that it's going to work. And we know when we're all like, we got the pep talk and in the locker room, or we have the cheerleaders on the field, and we're all, and our parents and our family, our friends are with us on this. That's really part of the positive attitude that we want to share in this crazy infertility journey. But remember, it's crazy, and we've been pushed to the dark that we will fall down, we will dust ourselves off, we will get up, and we will struggle and keep moving forward. And we're all here to show the light at the end of the tunnel that it's all possible. But remember, if it doesn't happen the way you think it's going to happen, change the way you think it's going to happen, or just visualize the baby, the family, the growing, and whether it's foster care or helping other family members, or it's going to be you adopt donor eggs, donor sperm, donor embryos, or whatever it is. But never, ever, ever, ever give up, because we carry the light of life, and it all starts in the mindset. And I'm always reading these great books on the mindset, and I've got all this crazy stuff. And back to Lindsay Eastburn about it's conceivable, and it's pretty amazing how we can simply utilize a new idea of hypnosis or our mindset. And Brian Johnson, the philosopher's notes, I read, 15, 20 years ago, it seems like. But basically, through the reading and listening, I do a ton of audiobooks, always listening and learning books that others are sharing. Let's see, Deb Weber, let's see, Kelly. All going to look at the GLOW program, so thank you. Larissa, how you doing? We really, our team, Ashley, Larissa, Kim, Becca, Melissa, Jill, Donna, Natalie, just the list goes on, and I apologize if I'm not able to mention everyone, but we're really working to grow the vibration and energy to help more and more out there, first naturally. And then with assistance. And interesting, LDN and CBD, maybe even this new homeopathic human growth is going to help with our libido. And remember, and one of the reasons I'm taking the week off is to give a time and attention to Tia, because as you know, I'm always here and, computer and texting and listening, but I need to focus my attention on the person I love. And we all need to learn to do that and step back. We all know that there's tension in our lives and our relationships, but through that tension, stress, and struggle, maybe we learn to step back a little bit. That's where I always go to the good book. It really is powerful and helps me in my meditation, yoga, and whether it's Hindu or Judaism or Islam or Christianity or Buddhism or Taoism, or it's really that higher power, or it's within each of us and its nature. Plug into it, all right? Tap into that energy. It's really, 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 really powerful. Helen from Brazil, hello. We're seeing clients from Brazil, from Cuba, from the Philippines, from Lebanon, from China, all over the globe. And really for high quality, affordable fertility care that CMY Fertility provides. It's amazing how I'm learning from people everywhere. We used to do a lot of the menstrual culturing sent to Greece. Now we're doing the ERA testing, iGenomics. Please send a letter to your local representatives in New York and the Department of Health in New York, and please say, we need the ERA test in New York. There's no reason to have to go outside. We are going to be doing it in Atlanta with Dr. Verdalis, and we're looking to hire a nurse practitioner too, a few nurses in Atlanta to help with monitoring, training in Syracuse, Albany, and then really helping so that we can make it, again, accessible and affordable to so many. Lisa Bradley, how you doing? Hair loss and keto. Okay, listen, hair loss comes and goes, and I still think you're suffering from the inflammation, and the keto, you're gonna have withdrawal, and getting away from the carbs, but you gotta increase the real fat, bacon, cream, butter, eggs. It really helps. And I think that you'll see it come back, but it may be, this is where human growth hormone, somaderm, and again, we're gonna be carrying it through CMY Fertility, CMY Healing Arts, and we think it's gonna really help tremendously. We have to share with your employers, please. Fertility is affordable. Can you help fund maybe a global fertility fund through your employer that's going to at least pay some of it? If you have medication or IUI coverage or diagnostic, help put that towards IVF if that's what you need, and it's going to bump your odds tremendously. Share on CMY Fertility Facebook, connect. The more people we have in it, I think our next step is, if you're in the pool, everyone's going to get a chance once a month to win a free IVF cycle. And with that, you can give it away to anyone as long as they come to a CMI Fertility Center for that IVF. And Fort Lauderdale, Kay, how you doing? Desiree, Silver Lake. I used to live on Griffith Park Boulevard between Effie and Lucille, and great place, great people, amazing. Mitchell Torena Street, the top of the hill, and I went to Mitchell Torena Elementary School, John Marshall High School, so I think it was Thomas Starr King, and LA City College. And I used to do a lot of pottery with Mrs. Wong and jewelry, and now I kind of stretched out into painting and mostly do painting and pottery. But all of us, we need to find something creative, and we're all artists, all of us. We maybe aren't as practiced, but jump into something. It really helps calm the mind and the body, whether you're sculpting or painting. And I went to the Pompidou Museum about 10 years ago with my daughter Pilar, who's at Wharton Business School in her second year. She's an artist in theater and stuff. And when I saw the modern art at the Pompidou Museum, I was like, well, gee, I could do that. And I started throwing mud, throwing paint, having fun. And the trick to all of this is, how do you let go of the outcome? And maybe the same thing comes in the infertility journey, is to have pure faith that the outcome is coming. Breath and smile every single day. And check out Mind, Body, Smile. I work to share some ideas, and I'm working on some kind of new aspects, and I need some help at getting Mind, Body, Smile growing and sharing, so we can share the positive energies of life in the universe. Let's see. Lap. How often should you have a lap for endometriosis? More Galanti Gray, good question. You know, if you do it and you find it and it helps and you get pregnant, deliver a baby, sometimes it's worth doing it again. If you do the laparoscopy and you don't get any benefit, not so certain that going back is really that valuable. Although, if you did it a few years ago and you didn't do any IUIs or other treatments, it might be worth the second look in all of this. And that's where the conversation comes in, that we don't all have the ideas and the answers. How often should you do any of this stuff? But if what you're doing isn't working, do something else, and or keep doing what you're doing, but sort of add a little something different to the mix, whether it's meditation, prayer, vision boarding. You go to a positive seminar on positivity, of yoga, of faith, of learning about keto paleo foods, can be really, really, really helpful. Jacqueline, how you doing? Nikki, Upper Michigan. And thoughts on ERA for over 40. I think the ERA, endometrial receptivity assay, Brittany, is a good question. I think more and more will be doing it. It adds a little bit of cost if we can sort of get it mixed in with the mock cycle, but it really is meant to go along with the frozen embryo transfer, determining, okay, which protocol, which day. And once you do that and you determine the protocol, you need to stick with it, by the way. Brittany, thoughts on moving to injection, since Clomid and Femara cause cysts, which then causes lack of ovulation. It's hard to know when a cyst in the ovary is a follicle that contains an egg and should receive a trigger shot. Sometimes you just push through these cysts, by the way. And if Clomid or Femara with trigger and intercourse IUI isn't working, that's where you look towards adding the injectables to the Femara Clomid, or going right to the injectables, Gonalef, Follistim, with or without Menopur, with a 1-to-1 gonal Menopur or gonal Follistim with a little bit of low-dose HCG. You know, it's an amazing thing. We're just a bunch of fancy chefs, and wonder why we don't know the right answer all the time. And the science is, well, one person believes this and the other person believes this. It's, again, fancy chefs and all of this, which is kind of an amazing concept and idea. But if what you're doing isn't working, let's try something else. And don't forget immune protocol, keto paleo, laparoscopy, hysteroscopy, acupuncture, light therapy, massage, LDN, the antihistamine protocol for maybe the IUI and transfer. All of these are intercourse, Claritin, Pepcid, and Benadryl. And we're always looking, tell me your story. Gee, I did keto paleo and voila, I did LDN, voila. Or I've been doing this for 6 months and nothing's working. Hey, Dr. Kiltz, what's going on? Let's see. So, the biggest challenge is when no one's covering anything in insurance, employers, but we have to share it and ask for it. But See My Fertility, $4,500 if you use one of our clinics for monitoring, and we package that up. After the third IVF with all the frozens, the fourth cycle, $600. And if you fail to get eggs or embryos, we do a $600 for the next cycle as that option, but it's going to be either earlier or later. And there's a lot of conversations with our finance department, talk to them, ask them what you need. Tell them what you need. Hey, can you help us with this? I need this long, and can we do that? And if you're having difficulties, please talk to us. We want to help you out there. Excision versus vaporization of endometriosis, by the way. And boy, I'm going to say it's still controversial. I'm not sure I'm going to say one or the other, but if it requires excision because it's deeper, get it out. Vaporizing can be helpful for very minor superficial areas, but by simply elevating and cutting it out, sending it for pathology, but also interesting, even when you're not seeing obvious endo, take a biopsy, send it out, you're going to likely find that there's inflammation in there. And we are just not looking deep enough because inflammation is invisible, all right? We all have it. So be open. Clomid for men. I went down to the bottom. The question just came in from Lorena Francis. Clomid for men, 25 milligrams a day. Some people do 5 days, 2 days off. I think once a day. And it can be helpful along with low-dose HCG, 250 units a day. We may be finding that the Somaderm, HGH homeopathic, which lasts for about 2 months, and we're going to be, again, it's new on our site. We're going to be coming forward with it along with CBD and LDN. But my bet is all these things are going to help with the male sperm, female eggs. And remember, the same problems for men and women, by the way. Inflammation, and it's in the belly. The gastrointestinal tract is where the bucket of shitty mess is going on. The digestive process is releasing all those toxins that you've taken in through the standard American diet. And the phytochemicals, antigens, bacteria, and yeast, and the fiber is effing us up. And I know it's a crazy one, but my bet is $1 billion that if you get rid of the fiber, the alcohol, the drugs, the tobacco, all that stuff, keto, you'll find your energy, vibration high. And check out Kiltz's keto ice cream, by the way. It's a pint of cream, 1 egg, a tablespoon of white sugarcane sugar, tablespoon of vanilla. It's a home run. Simple sugars, not complex. Listen, this glycemic index, we got it backwards. When the sugar goes up quickly and insulin goes up quickly and it takes it down quickly and you clear the GI tract and the blood of all that glucose, bam, that's the home run. That's where you want it, by the way. Talk a bit about pituitary, primary testicular insufficiency protocol, etc. So if the testes are not responding to LH, FSH, HCG, it's a difficult one, but it deserves a testicular biopsy or an open microscopic biopsy to look for sperm. But I would treat for 3 months with HCG, Clomid, keto, LDN, CBD, and maybe even throw in some HGH, by the way. And then if for some reason your LH and FSH and testosterone is all low, bam, that's where HCG, Clomid, LDN, CBD, and I believe that even the human growth is going to show some benefits. And the reason, diabetes is a glucose disorder that it's caused by eating carbs. And if you have a high insulin levels, there's no such thing as insulin resistance. It's when you have a high carb diet, your insulin's going to be up, and it's trashing all of us, by the way. So for guys, Conception XR, Ovasitol or metformin, because my bet is the culprit is metabolic syndrome, pre-diabetes, and really that covers for everything we suffer from. And cancer is a fruit, fiber, vegetable, grain, seeds, and nuts disease. They carry antigens, phytochemicals, bacteria, yeast, and all the fiber that basically F's us up. I'm sorry. It's a crazy one. And it causes the mutations that show up along with the cancer or the precancer that was caused by the glycation, the antigens, the phytochemicals, the fermentation, the alcohol. I'll go down the list, but they're not the cause. So the chromosomal or mutations are just a byproduct of the inflammation that cause the diseases we suffer from, by the way. So I hope I helped to answer the question, but our new magazine is coming out. It's going to be sharing the therapeutic supplements for men and women, the LDN, the CBD, and all of that. Crenone suppository, Tanya, Leslie, is coffee a nano? I don't know that answer. I will figure it out. But I'm seeing CBD in coffee, by the way. I believe that some caffeine in coffee or caffeine in tea is okay, not a lot, slow it down. Let's see here. Amy Patucci, tumor, I have not had menstrual cycle in years, was just put on 0.5 milligrams. I know. One of the things that we have to keep in mind is about the congenital adrenal hyperplasia, and I think we're missing it. We should look at a 17-hydroxyprogesterone for those that are thought to have PCOS, and look at DHEA levels, look at cortisol levels. There's a lot out there that we can really look at and help tremendously. All right, Jenny Young, and I have Cybo 3,000 or 2-week dose of antibiotics. Let's see. I'm sorry, I don't know the acronym. Bacterial. Insurance non-coverage is really unfortunate, by the way. Hi, Jamie Hathaway from Atlanta. Say HCG guys. Oh, well, actually, Menopur Orgonal or Follistim may also act well instead of the HCG. The HCG is LH-like. You might be better off using Menopur for the guys in a low dose, maybe 25 a day or 10 a day. I'm not sure we really know that dosing, but low dose seems to be what may help. Let's see. Recommend learning about IVF before jumping into it. All right. So check out our website, CMY Fertility. Look at our videos. There's so much out there. It's the emotions of I do this thinking I know everything, and then I do it and I found out all the things I don't know. And then the stress and struggle and the anger, the fear, the worry, the regret, oh my God, it all just like leaps out of us before we can even hold it back. Check out our magazine. But just Google IVF, See My Fertility. We have a lot out there. The Today Show, Megyn Kelly, we had a conversation recently with Kristen, and we're going to be on the Today Show coming up in October, November. So get on it, keep watching. It's a little of the same concepts of the Wall Street Journal article about affordability, quality, integration, access. Why do we do it? And a lot of it is we all care. Why does it cost so little with us? Well, why does it cost so much over there? And I don't know that I know the answer. We're simply here to offer and provide something that's a little bit different. Before jumping in, I've had 5 IUIs, 4 cycles of immune meds. And Tara, good question. Don't forget to check out laparoscopy, hysteroscopy for endo, full immune testing. We work with Dr. Braverman, Dr. Kwat Kim, Dr. Vidali in Manhattan is an excellent laparoscopist, excisional endometriosis physician. There are a lot out there in this country, in this world. They're excellent. Dr. James Kondrup has been working with us for years. Dr. Myron Lutheringer, Dr. Steve Yu, and Dr. James Brown. Really a lot of great docs out there. We're grateful to all of them. Let's see, Christina Morseals, only beef, butter, eggs, bacon. Well, listen, bacon, eggs, butter, beef. I'm a narrow guy, but I throw in a little bit of my ice cream. I do occasional russet fried potatoes in either lard or tallow. That's pork fat or beef fat. Coconut oil for those that don't touch the animal fats. And if you're a vegan or vegetarian, you could add eggs in some cases, cream or butter, but separate out those meals. By the way, by one meal a day, and you're gonna do it at night. It's rest and digest. The blood flow wants it there, and get off the treadmill. Few more minutes here. So I stick pretty narrow to my diet. I know it doesn't make sense because everyone says variety, colors, spices, but you can't have 3 or 4 boyfriends or girlfriends on the side of your partner. And I'm sorry, variety is deadly, and what I say doesn't make sense. But the more you do it, the more you go like, oh my God, this is amazing. I've had irritable bowel, migraines, aches and pains everywhere, and they've cleared up tremendously. So listen, don't believe me. If you're pain and suffering, look at this. Look at keto, Anders Seenfeld, Ellen Davis, Maria. And so don't forget Maria Emmerich, our keto queen. Maria's got some really great stuff. Love and like her. Get on her stuff. We're going to be doing a seminar in Syracuse in the spring with Nature Time. We're all about sharing ideas and energy, and check out Kiltz's Keto Cure. And it really is just the same conversation about how to heal thy body and thy mind. There's a CMY Fertility Keto Facebook that where people are sharing recipes, ideas, and I always say do something, start somewhere. You may not jump into Kiltz's narrow baby diet, but if you're doing Maria's or Under Seenfeld's or any of these others, you'll find a lot of really great ideas. The World Turned Upside Down by Richard David Feynman is an excellent read. This taught me how that carbohydrates have zero requirement in our bodies. And a couple more minutes here. So let's see, I'm hanging around a little bit tomorrow. I'm getting on a plane with Tia tomorrow night. We're gonna just focus on each other. We all need to make sure that we focus on our partners. Our friends and family is needed from time to time, but take care of ourselves. Remember, the oxygen comes down in the plane. Put it on you first so that you can help your child, your partner, or anyone else. So that is what all this is about. And Mind, Body, Smile. Check out my videos. I've got a lot of crazy old stuff. I did a lot of poetry and stories. And really, we're all on this journey in this craziness together. Let's see, Yud FBT. Let's see, opinion on metformin on a non-insulin resistant normal testosterone levels. So I think that metformin or Vastal and keto helps with everyone potentially, because either way, it's a metabolic disorder. But it might be that you're allergic to some plant antigen or a little too much glycation from glucose. And the phytochemicals may be really disturbing you, or you might be on the treadmill too much and causing the damage and heat increase in the core that cooks the DNA and all the proteins. Yes, we refuel and regenerate. I'm working on my lake water from Skinny Atlas in my reusable bottle, and I like to put it through a little bit of carbonation. We're trying to get rid of the cans, the plastic, rejuvenate for all of us. The amount of toxins, and I'm not a big fish eater because they're filtered. And if you're seeing what's going on down in Florida with the algae, the red algae, and the blooms that are deadly and dangerous for all of us. So what we're looking to do is do something a little bit different. Simplify, visualize, and I so appreciate everyone's words, support, kindness, and critiquing. By the way, it really helps tremendously. All right. Amber, Donna, Lisa, Becky, Lucas, Marianne, Deanna, Yud, Marianne, Diamond. I could just go down the list. So grateful. I'll see you next Sunday, 99%. I get off the plane Sunday evening about 4 or 5, and I'm appreciative of everyone. Share the story. Help everyone become friends and like and love all of this so we can share it and we can help more people get the great care that they all deserve. God bless and enjoy the week. Dr. Rob Kiltz.